Gonna let Autumn in. All right, ladies. It's so good to have you guys here today. I'm excited. Here's Miss Seffi as well. Um, hey Autumn, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm great. And I don't know if Miss Steffi will start her camera, but she's here and Zari is here. Hi, everyone's coming on. Cool. So excited to see everyone. So today we're here with some people who you guys don't know, but I know, and they kind of they help make the studio run, and you guys don't even know it from like the beginning, long time ago. So I'll let you all introduce yourself. We have Sharlene Floyd today and Shantell Caven. Miss Charlene used to teach for the studio, and when we first opened, one of our very first teachers, and we'll talk about that because that's kind of funny how that happened. Go ahead, Charlene, tell us about yourself.
Hello, I'm Sharlene. I am someone who danced for a long time. I majored in dance in college, and I pursued Florida State University. Enjoyed my years there. I performed for a short time after graduation, and then I just continued with teaching dance. Um, can I tell the story of how I started working at the studio?
Yes, please go.
So although I started with a dance company in Miami, I needed to supplement my income. So I said, let me see what kind of openings for teaching there are. And I saw B Dance Studios, and I was like, yes, let me apply here. So I go in, I go through the interview, I enjoyed it and was looking forward, hoping to get the job. And my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, came to pick me up. And as he was getting out the car, Peppy saw him and he saw her, and they were like, cousin.
So needless to say, she's tired.
So, yeah. So I was part of the family already.
Yeah. And it's funny because, well, you can't help but like Charlene. Like, she has a wonderful personality and she's all bubbly, and everybody picking us because we're always like laughing and smiling when we see each other. Not about anything in particular, just laughing because, yeah. And so I already liked her. And then it was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And when Joseph walked in, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. So it was just signed, sealed. Like, okay, you're hired now. We don't even need to go through anything else.
You were trying to be all formal and stuff.
I really was. You know, I try to be professional. I really try hard. And then it's like, I think I don't know, I'm too warm and bubbly for that.
No, that's good. That's what makes the school so lovable.
That's what makes the school so lovable.
Well, you're a pet.
I'm pet. Yeah. So then we have Shantell Caven. And Shantell has Shantell is the person who keeps me sane when I'm ready to when I'm not having a good day. Yes, they're between her and Miss Seffi. Yeah, these are my talk me off the ledge people. Shantell, tell everyone about you.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Yes, so Pep and I went to school together at FIU, Florida International. We were dance majors together. And we kept each other sane in that program. There were plenty of times where I was ready to go. And even Miss Peppy was ready to go.
Not easy. Being a dance major, it seems like it's supposed to be easy. It is not easy.
It's not. Yeah, we learned how stressful it was, and I was grateful that she was there to be my support, because I really needed that support in the program. Thank you so much. So yeah, she taught me off the ledge pretty early.
And then what did you do after you left Florida FIU?
I left FIU, graduated from FIU with my BA, not BFA, BA. And I got my first show with my degree at Busch Gardens. Technically, I was a professional dancer since high school. My first job was at Disney. So I did get paid to perform, I guess. So I worked at Disney and then I went to college. But my first professional as a degree person, I guess, was at Busch Gardens. And then I did some tours. I did a couple of cruise ships, and traveled a lot via dance. So it was awesome. And I'd say Miss Peppy has tried to get me to come and teach, even as a guest teacher. And I told her that that's not my lane. Very politely, professionally. I'm like, that's not my lane. Thank you, though. But she was always there to offer, when I was in between gigs and in between shows, she was always like, well, you could come teach for a little bit. But I do appreciate that, Pip. Still not my lane.
I'm going to get you. Don't worry. Okay, so my first question to both of you guys is why dance? Like, what got you into dance? Why did you stick with it? Why did you decide to go to school for dance or have careers in dance? Why dance?
So I am a mover. I have to keep moving. If I don't move, I'm not being myself. So however that manifested itself, I was a really active child. And then, your parents put you in everything. And then dance was the thing that stuck. So I'll say I got serious in about 6th grade. My mom enrolled me into Norland Middle School of the Arts. And so from there, dance was just consistent through middle school, through high school. The studio that I joined, they had a local dance company. And we got to perform like at the Broward Center for Performing Arts. And we had lots of rehearsals and classes. And like, I did go to school, obviously, and had my extracurricular activities, but dance was like the bulk of my life and I loved it. And when I had to think about what do I want to do professionally? What can I see myself doing for the rest of my life? I was like, I can get paid to dance. That's an easy choice. So I looked up schools and Florida State was actually the only college I applied to.
Really?
I was like, I better get in because that's what I want. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And majoring in it and being able to attend there, I loved the dance experience there, everything they exposed us to. And it just kind of reaffirmed this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I was absorbed in like classes, rehearsals, different workshops. We got to work with a variety of choreographers. So it was just, dance is just it for me. If I could do nothing else and just dance, like that's just my joy. I dance with my kids, whatever, but just moving. I'm definitely a mover. So it was a passion for me and something that I could easily say I can continue to do this for the rest of my life. And I enjoy sharing it with other people as well.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. So Pep, did you put me on with Miss Sharlene to different perspectives? I mean, because I know how you like to do that.
No, because I feel like both of you guys are two contributors to B Dance Studios that no one ever gets to see, and that no one knows like the work that, well, a lot of it is exposing everyone to the entire B Dance Studio community. And I feel like I might be the face and the big mouth, but it's really not. It's not me. I don't I don't do this alone. Like if Sharlene hadn't walked through the door that day, I don't think I would have been as open to teachers or even a lot of the things that she added to our pre-ballet program. I still all of that, put that in there. And then as far as you and being, yes, moral support, but a lot of the posters we have, the Mr. Koku posters that we have, people don't know that stuff comes from you, or even having you come to Nutcracker and giving us that feedback and those critiques about production.
So I'm the negative to her positive. That's what it is.
Well, if I had little devils on my shoulder, it wouldn't be negative and positive. It'd just be
different perspectives
in my head.
I like this. I like this. Okay. So why dance for me? Okay. So I was very shy. I am an introvert. So I was extremely shy, and my parents didn't know how to get me out of my shyness. They put me in piano lessons. I was bored. I didn't like it, but I did it because I'm quiet, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But then I saw the movie Polly, and that's when I was like, ooh, I want to do that. What is that? So that's how I got, I guess, introduced to formal dance, because I was the kid doing the backup dancer, Janet Jackson, in the living room, when my parents weren't there, and me and my brother, getting it, making our routines and everything. But I was quiet, Shantell, other than that, So my introduction to formal training and like, oh, you can actually do that and like perform and like, wow, was through Polly. So that's when I was like, okay, I really don't like piano lessons. Can I go to dance class? So we found a dance studio that was, how do I choose my words, was quite likely more catered to culturally diverse students. So my mother was like, yes, you're going to go to this studio. Yes, we're going to go there. So they had West African dance, as well as ballet and modern and jazz and tap and hip hop. Yeah, so I went there, and I was exposed to West African there, and I kind of, it clicked for me there. But ballet was a requirement to be in that company, and she wanted me to be in the company. So I started taking ballet, and I loved it. I love ballet, but we didn't have consistent teachers in ballet. So my strength grew in West African and Caribbean. But let's see, I went to Florida State as well, and I was hoping to minor in dance, but my technique in the other genres weren't strong enough. So I auditioned a few times, and one day a professor, I'm sure you know her, I guess I won't name her name.
Name her.
I did work study at Florida State in dance department. So I knew all the professors. I spoke to all of them all the time. And finally, one of the professors called me into her office, and she's like, Shantell, what do you really want to do with dance? And I really didn't know. I just knew I wanted to dance. I didn't know what I could do with it. I knew that teaching wasn't what I wanted to do because I'm still an introvert. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I guess I could just, I don't know, be on stage, but I don't want to choreograph. I was really confused. So I sat and spoke with her, and she was like, I don't think this is for you. I don't think this is for you. So kind of crushed my spirit, and I didn't audition anymore. I just came in, did my work study in the office, and I went to all the shows. I ushered. I was at the front door. I prepared the shows. I was there all the time. All the dancers knew me. I saw the graduations and the theses and everything, and I was always around it. But I didn't have a good experience, I guess, with support from that school, from the faculty, as far as being a major seriously, because my foundation was West African. So my grades were suffering, and I was like, well, I can't major in dance, I can't minor in dance, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. So I was like, well, let me just get a gen ed, and I left FSU and I went to TCC. got my gen ed, and I saw the program at FIU and at UF. So FIU had the Caribbean department dance, and they had an exchange program with Jamaica. And my background is Jamaica. So I'm like, oh, I can go visit my family and take classes at the Manly College. When I got to FIU, nobody had no clue what that program was. Like, we had that? Really? We have an exchange program with a dance program? I'm like, yeah. So I actually chose FIU over UF when UF had the West African. I was like, I'm gonna go to FIU for that opportunity. And I was up and down in every office, in every department, like, yes, there's an exchange program here, look online, da da da. And they're like, oh, well, you're the first person. Anyway, that didn't happen because they needed a senior to exchange with the senior. So I was a senior, but they didn't have any seniors. So I didn't have that opportunity. But yeah, so
why did you keep dancing? Like, because I think, why did you keep dancing? Because it's interesting. So
I had obstacles.
You had your obstacles, right? But that's just it. Like, I think sometimes when you see performers, it's always like, oh, they're performing or they're teaching or they're running a studio, and it's all the good stuff. Mm-hmm. But there are like obstacles, like big obstacles that come from, like there are big waves that can knock you down, and you have to persist past it. So what was it that made you keep going?
Besides Pep cussing me out. I just kept coming back to dance. That was the only thing that kept my spirit up. That was the only thing that pushed me. I didn't see anything else that I wanted to fight for. Mm-hmm. I looked at other majors. I was like, okay, I'm interested in that. That's kind of cool. But nothing was like, I want to stay up and rehearse. I want to stay up and practice. I want to stay up and, team no sleep until I get this done. And I dreamed about it. It was everything in my life.
Do you feel like I apologize for cutting you off. Do you feel like, and this is towards both of you guys. I'm way off script. I tend to do this. Do you feel like when you're not dancing, like those times in your life when you're not dancing, things just kind of don't add up, and then and then when you're dancing, even if you're having a hard time in your whatever you're doing dance wise, like the rest of life makes sense?
It falls into place. Yeah.
Shantell, I'm gonna jump to Sharlene. So let's talk about right now. Way off topic. Wait. Because I know you're teaching, but you're also, well, tell us where you are right now.
So right now I am teaching, but I will say one of my favorite things of this whole pandemic and quarantine is that everything was accessible online. So one, it was accessible, and two, affordable. So once I saw my companies putting classes available and my old teachers coming online, I was like, dance classes. All right, y'all, be quiet in the house. It's mommy's time. I got to do class. So over the past year, I've taken more dance classes, and it's been awesome to be able to dance without the scrutiny of an audition or the nervousness of having a teacher looking over me, or am I getting this right? But to be able to really just dance from my heart and enjoy it and feel good in it. And then for when I started dancing for myself again, it carried through to class and kind of helped to make my choreography for my students more fluid and less technical. So when my heart's happier, then they can enjoy class a little bit more, because then I'm not hit the counts, hit the steps, get your leg up, just focusing on technique, but we can get into artistry and feeling it and enjoying it a little bit more.
Okay. And you're also doing fitness now, right?
Oh, yes. Other than dance. Yeah. So my main check comes from personal training.
How did you get there?
So, like you were saying, when dance is not a part of your life, things are just kind of not great. Um, so my husband's he was in the military, so we moved around a lot. Um, Before we made that decision, he was like, "Are you sure you're okay with it?" And I was like, "Dance is everywhere, of course." But dance studios are everywhere, not necessarily dance companies. So when we finally settled down in Georgia, I had just about gotten pregnant with my second child, and we didn't know anyone. I didn't have a car, so I was home a lot. I wasn't dancing. I had her, and then so I had two babies, and I was just here, and I was just like in a funk, not moving because I was in a funk because I wasn't moving. Basically, I didn't have anybody to socialize with. Um, and then so finally, I got to the point where I was like, I need to move. I need to do something, and I didn't know about any dance studios at the time because we were new to the area. So Joe got me into fitness. So we joined a gym, and the gym was like a really good community. And they were like, there was a lot of weightlifting, and they were like amazed that I got everything because I never weightlifted before. Why would I do that? But they were like, "How are you doing this? What's your background?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a dancer, ballet, technique. I can just apply technique to what we're doing." I'm like, I'm all about form. So that like, and the way that it was like so full body engaged, I was like, I like this. And I get it because you have to have good form so you don't hurt yourself with the weights. I was like, I can do this. So I kind of like translated my ballet to that because it was an easier way to engage with everyone. Because, we sit a lot, we work a lot, everybody else isn't movers like us dancers. So it was a way to make people move without them feeling like, oh, I don't dance. So
can't do it. Yeah.
Which now I still get people who are like, oh, I don't have that much coordination. I'm like, I'm just asking you to move your body.
It doesn't have to be perfect, no.
Right. So that kind of helped me get out my slump and get into moving again. And just like how I like dancing and teaching people dance, I also now exercise and help people to get stronger and healthier and stuff as well.
Cool. Shantell, you're well, I can't even say you're making a transition out of your dance career because it's not really true. Just you're adding things now. No?
I don't know.
You don't
I keep changing stuff.
You're right now you're at a retreat, correct?
Yeah. Okay. I don't need that. Okay. Oh, wow. You always put me on the spot.
Ooh, but it's so
tell us, Shantell, tell us.
Great.
Okay, so let me just take the pressure off. I'm not working on any projects. Okay. Yes, I have to move to feel sane, like literally. I have to keep active, and I haven't been. I haven't been.
That's not true because you started going to classes everywhere, like traveling everywhere for classes.
Okay, you're right. Okay. So I've been telling folks in the dance world that I'm retiring from performing. That doesn't mean that I've stopped dancing, because now I'm just like, ooh, there's a class over in this city. I'm gonna go over there and take class over there. Oh, there's an opportunity over here to experience this type of workshop. I'm gonna go over there. So I'm back on the road, I guess, researching. Yeah. So different techniques, different styles of movement, different teaching styles, different environments, types of music. So yeah, I'm traveling again to see different to get different dance opportunities. Yes, but Zoom online classes didn't work for me. I completely get the not feeling scrutinized and, you know, in the studio and the mirrors and technique and your teachers like you have to da da da. I don't miss that, but I do miss the camaraderie and the the um, the other energies that come in classes. And then like community classes aren't as restricted as technique schools and stuff like that. So finding workshops and classes have been a lot better for me. Trying to, you know, remove myself from performing, but I still have to be active and dance and move. Yes.
What advice would you give to our students? And just in general, students and parents, both of you guys came from formal dance training. But now that you're older, like, I don't know. So.
I would, my advice would be versatile. Don't, I wouldn't recommend putting yourself in a box, because if you come out and want to be a performer, they're going to put you in a box. So that's an extra, you know, like a triple threat, that's an extra threat. They might expect you to do certain genre of dance because of your body type. And then you bust out something else that they didn't even expect. And then it creates, it gives them more opportunity to create, because you might be their muse, because, you know, like, oh, actually I was envisioning this, but I like her movement style. I like the way she incorporates this with that. And then, you know, your versatility could, you know, make a whole new creative story for the choreographer or artist that's looking for someone or inspiration. So my thing would be versatility and learn different genres and respect the different genres, not just go in and say, oh, I want to take this class real quick and oh, put it on my resume. Like actually like study different genres and learn about them from, you know, take it seriously as much as that one main genre that everyone is like, you have to take ballet. The only way to make it is ballet. Ballet is very important, and you know, you can use it in many genres as well. Then you know, you're very self-conscious of your body alignment and placement. But it's also good to balance it out with, you know, other genres of dance, other techniques of dance.
I love that you said that. Well, all three things. You said being able to like show up and inspire. I always feel like it's hard to, even though I'm teaching technique, it's always hard to get the kids to kind of express themselves, like
Be yourself.
Yeah, right. And I'm always saying, like, there is no wrong. Like, make a mistake, it's okay. Don't make the same mistake as the other person, but make a mistake, it's okay, because we can use that. I feel like when they're coming in, it's hard to make that transition from the classroom to the studio, to the dance studio, where, you know, when you're in school, it's like, there is a right and a wrong answer, the end. And this is the way I wanted to answer, where it's like, okay, yes, it's a tendu, and I want you to stretch your foot. But how can you make that expressive? Like, you know, what can you do with that? You know, make it something else. So I love that you say that. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the other part of it was to be versatile. You know, you're offering ballet and tap and jazz and modern and acro, and it's kind of like I always get the question, where to start? Now, I would say start with ballet first, but you know, that's because that's my training.
Right.
But I always find it hard to keep classes like, say, our African dance classes going, which, like you said, when I get to FIU, I've taken African movement, but it wasn't really traditional West African dance, where the teachers that I was taking from understood the different styles and the different, the different stories and the different elements of traditional West African dance. I didn't get that until I went to FIU. And it was always, I always got in trouble. But it was always, the only way I could get through it was one, mimicking you, but also like, okay, this is what they said the step is. This is what my body can do.
Yes.
So I'm going to interpret that. And it always looked like, oh, she knows what she's doing. It's like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. But bringing themselves to it, to movement, showing up and bringing whatever you have to the movement and understanding, like taking the information and making it your own. Yes.
Yeah. I think, taking ballet, of course, is a start. But I think, I don't know, I've never seen a creative movement class, but I've seen it like on schedules, creative movement. So I think that's a good place to start, to see how your body moves and how your body picks up movement. I don't know, because someone might be super graceful and very light and delicate and but strong at the same time. So ballet might be for that person, or just, I don't know, and like just forceful and out there, and like something else modern would be their thing, or I don't know. But to say go to a dance studio and just take that first and be done, like I think should try different things and then say, okay, yeah, this is my body feels comfortable here. Yeah.
We were talking for a long time. Go ahead, Shantell. Sharlene.
Wait.
What
Advice?
Yeah.
I was thinking of taking responsibility for your growth. Decide that you want to grow in dance and like independently make that your responsibility. I feel like in dance, there's such like a linear path of advancement, and like someone might start in ballet and say, okay, this is where I am. Just like how like Shantell was like, all right, I'll do my piano lessons. And like, they'll just follow directions, but like take responsibility. If you don't enjoy it, like I've had students that didn't like modern, so they went to ballet, or they didn't like ballet, so they went to hip hop. So I encourage my students, like, I'm like, speak up. You don't have to love my class. I do love you. But if you need to be in another class, go to that class. I just don't want you to stop dancing. So, speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself, communicate that, and enjoy what you're doing. So take responsibility. Say, I'm going to work hard. I don't have that step, but I'm going to practice at home. Or this doesn't feel right. I can ask my teacher for help. So just take responsibility for your growth and communicate your needs, so that way you can continue to enjoy your time dancing.
And what advice do you have for parents, maybe?
To support your kids' independence in dance. Ask them like open-ended questions. Did you enjoy class? And I have a bad habit of like, if my kids say no, I'm like, well, you sure? It looked really fun. But like, if they didn't enjoy something, ask them why and see if we can like find a solution. Like I said, whether it's finding another class, or maybe class is too long and they want something that's shorter. See if there's something shorter on the schedule, or they want to go more days. They don't feel like they have a good foundation in it because it's only once a week and they forgot by the time it's next week. But so like encourage your students' independence, listen to what they have to say, and be willing to kind of waver until they find what they want in dance, and encourage them to practice. So again, they're taking responsibility. My son will play video games all day if I let him, but I'm like, you have other strengths. Go do those other strengths. Right. So if they're sitting and watching TV, be like, why don't you go practice your dance, So encourage that independence and responsibility in them so they can continue, you can get your money out of it and they can continue to grow.
Yeah, I agree with that advice. That was nice. Be yourself, let your child be who they are, and encourage that. Mm-hmm.
So what about students who find themselves interested in wanting to pursue a professional career?
I was thinking be brave. But like for real, to pursue dance, you have to be brave. It's okay to be nervous. Everything's gonna be new, and it's okay to have fear. But in the face of that, you be brave. You push forward. You just try. Just like when you perform on stage, just smile through the whole dance. People close to me can tell you how many times I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just like, just keep moving. I remember I had one audition, I blanked because I was nervous, but I kept moving, and then I messed up the other people in the class because I looked confident, and they started copying me.
Yes, loud and wrong. Forget it. Go.
So just smile and be brave. Go after what you want. And if you don't have the support, talk yourself through it and go for it. And if it doesn't work, you can try something else. You just keep trying until you get what you want.
I guess, yes, keep trying. And you're gonna hear a lot of outside negativity. It's always hard to pursue a career or lifestyle in art, in any type of art. Parents are, I'm not gonna say all parents, but a lot of parents, want you to have
stable
something stable.
My dad is still asking me to go back for my master's in business.
Yes, exactly. So for, though you have a support system, have a group of like-minded people. Like I said, PEP is that for me. Because you're constantly going to question yourself, like maybe I should take another route. Maybe it's time for me to transition. Maybe it's this, but then there's other avenues within the artistry. So if performing is what you want to do, then focus on that. Do what you have to do to get there. Just like any other major, any other job, you want this particular position in engineering, you're going to focus on that particular avenue to get to that position in engineering. Just getting a degree in it is not going to guarantee that job. It's not going to guarantee you ace that interview. You still have to do the work to get that position. To get that position as a scientist, you still have to focus and work towards it. You still have to research the company. You still have to bring something to the table that's new that the company would be like, oh, that's awesome. Same with dance, same with painting. You have to find that niche that makes you special, that you stand out, that you kill that audition. Like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't exactly do that stuff like that, but that was hot. Okay, like stand out and be yourself and find that thing that you can work towards, and then just keep doing it. And then just don't let the naysayers get in and say, well, when are you gonna have a real job? I've been paying my bills, doing this fake job. Now what's the real job?
Yeah.
Now what's the real job going to do different? Besides make me a little bit sad, because I'm not moving and I need it. My spirit needs it, so don't kill the joy. If you have the joy doing it, then you're gonna put in the work. You're gonna want to put in the work because you want to feel that joy, that passion. Yeah.
So I have one more question for you guys, and then I'll open it up to see if anyone else wants to ask a question. But and we kind of touched on this already. So what are you working on now, and like how can we support what you're doing right now, whatever you're involved in?
Put myself on mute.
Oh, okay. My friend Shantell. Number one, there's like 10 things I could say about her. Number one, she's being like really super modest right now. Shantell books every job that she's ever, like every dance job she's ever auditioned for, she's always booked. That's number one. It's like very jealous. Number two, she's a beautiful dancer and she plays down like her like technical training, her ballet, her modern training, but she's really an amazing ballet and modern dancer as well. And number three, she's saying that she's not working on anything, but she just started her notary business, and I'm listening. Yes. Oh yeah.
Cute.
She's also okay. And any job she's done outside of dance, she's also always been like super amazing, and like people have begged her to stay. And she's like, no, I must go on and dance and take to the stage. Yes. So this is why we fight.
I like backstage stuff now. So I would hide as a performer because, like I said, I was an introvert. I am an introvert. I'm shy. I was shy. But being on stage, I'm not Shantell on stage. I'm portraying a story on stage. So I'm not me. I feel like I'm not, nobody looking at me. I'm doing my thing on stage. You know what I mean? So now I don't want to, I'm ready to go on another avenue in dance artistry. So
what did you just do?
Yeah, so I did been doing some stage managing. So I like that aspect. So like, okay, I can see both sides of as a performer and what the technician needs and so I like that. I like that part. That's all I'm doing. I think I like to stage manage and managing stuff. And tucking the peppy, like, oh girl, don't do that.
And Sharlene?
Now, thank you, Peppy. You're so nice.
The truth. I'm your honest friend.
I'm still just teaching at the studio. We were able to have a full year back.
Ooh.
So we're all just kind of working together. We have a small staff. I guess most studios do. So we're all just putting our heads together to keep things working. We like to bring our like theatrical productions back. We used to have our recitals in the spring, and then we used to also have like a theater production every winter. And we're like really working to get that back. So
you guys didn't do a showcase this year, a recital?
We did get to do a recital this year. But we didn't get to do a winter production.
Right. Yes. Okay.
And like between last spring, because last spring was like just when everything hit. Mm-hmm. And then this spring we were able to finally get on like an actual stage. Last spring we did it one dancer at a time.
Wow.
Everyone did their dance.
Wow.
One dancer at a time.
Wow.
And then we just let, 2 parents and a sibling in, and if anybody else wanted to watch, they could watch on Zoom. So It was us, the parents, and the dancer, and we did like a whole week for like an 8-hour workday for Monday through Saturday.
Wow.
But once you find a flow, it's like dancer in, dancer out. We took in the dancers and the parents to the front. Once they had their time, we gave them like a medal, took their pictures, let them out the back, and wiped everything down real quick. So like we're just working together to keep being creative and being inventive to make things work and kind of like keep everyone dancing and interested so that we can all get back together again.
And you do a lot of videos on you put up videos on Instagram. Are you also doing like virtual personal training?
Oh yeah, I do virtual personal training. dance. My mind's in dance right now.
Oh, it's all related.
It is. So like right now, one of the gyms that I work at, we have our full schedule in the gym again, but we are still offering Zoom classes 6 days a week. And then I have 2 clients. One, she's not comfortable coming into the gym, so she does personal training with me. And then the other client is someone that moved away, but she wants to continue training with me, so we do virtual training as well.
So how would we reach out to you for that? Because we've all gained a little bit of weight.
That quarantine cushion.
Ooh. Yeah.
I am on Instagram at Shar4Fitness. And if you're bored and you scroll all the way to the bottom, that's back when I like used to post like a dance picture or two, but I'm like, that page is like just for fitness. So Shar, the number 4, and then fitness. That's me.
Included in the. So I'll open it up to any of our families or staff. Miss Seppi, show your face. Let's see if we can get her to show her face. She's not showing her face yet. Miss Sharlene said she forgot what you look like. Hey, Miss Seppi! Unmute yourself. You're muted. We can't hear you.
You know what my morning is like. I'm moving around.
You in the garden already this morning?
No, but I am on the porch.
Rocking chair.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Sharlene.
Hey.
How are you? Oh my goodness.
Okay. Do any of our Autumn, Zaria, Miss Audrey, Miss Valerie, we have any questions? No. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining.
Yes, I do. I do have a question.
Okay, we would like to.
My question is, well, it was somewhat answered. I love dance, but my friends are doing something else. So how do I pursue my passion and still be involved with my friends without letting my passion fall to the wayside just so I can be with my friends?
I'll say, so at the gym I work at, we make like cute shirts to sell. And our newest shirt says, but first, boot camp. So it's all about like prioritizing. So in high school, I still got to like socialize with my friends and everything, but I was still going to my rehearsals, going to my dance classes and stuff. Dance classes tend to be later because I think we think about like parents having to get off work and then take your kids. Right. So whenever I hung out with friends, it was closer to after school and on the weekends, but I still was able to have my social life, hang out with them, but first dance. So it's all about like prioritizing, and you know, if they're your friends, they're gonna know I still love you. Let me go do this, and then I'll go hang out with you after. I'll see you right after. Make sure you come to my performances. I love you. Bye.
Yeah, same here. I did after school. I was active in school, cheerleader, marching band, all of that. But Tuesday, Thursday was the band, and my dance classes were like Monday, Wednesday, weekend. So you just kind of make it work and socialize, and you know your priorities. Yeah. When I started working at Disney in high school, we had overnight rehearsals during the summer for the parade, and that was also during band camp. So my band director knew I was coming late because I just got off work in the AM, but you know, he held the spot. I knew my music, so you just got to be responsible if you really want to do both.
That reminds me when I got cast in the Chocolate Nutcracker, but I was one of the like core members, so we traveled, and it was also like state championship, and I was in the band, and the band director was like, if you aren't at rehearsal, you can't march. And I was performing, I was like in Tampa someplace, and I told the lady, I was like, look, I'm gonna do the show, but then I gotta get back to Miami tonight, like by 3 p.m. so I can make it to band practice. And so she booked me a flight and got off the flight, went straight to band practice, did band rehearsal, and then it was like the next day we were going for the game. Like, yeah, I remember those days. It's just you somehow, and you're oddly enough, when I ran into friends from high school, I was like, Pep, you still dancing? And it's like, yeah, still dancing. Yeah. That's what I do.
Cool. I like that dance led both of our guests to pursue other entities of their talent, but not just dancing. Like it led to something else, even though their passion is still dance. So that was good to hear.
Ms. Valerie?
Dance actually opened doors in other areas.
Ms. Valerie, anything else you want to add? Thank you, Ms. Seppi.
Mhm.
Did you tell me no? Are you trying to unmute? Oh. Well, thank you again, everyone. We're so grateful for you guys to come today, our coffee chat. Thank you, Sharlene. It's always good to talk to you.
Yeah.
And Shantell. And it's always good to talk to you too. I'm so grateful for you guys coming. Go ahead, Sharlene.
I thought of a question. Is there anywhere we could see some of your dancing, Shantell?
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. Yes.
So like Pep was saying earlier when we first signed in, the technology. So you're not gonna find me on YouTube, no. I got some old VHS tapes.
We are we're getting with I told you guys to sign into the virtual studio because of the link, and Zaria's on here. So I create the links and then I don't really know how I add them to the studio. I spend all night and get it done. And then I have to ask people like Zaria, like, what's the link? What's the meeting password? What's the meeting ID? How do I? So yes, we're of that different generation now.
And Zaria is one of our younger dancers.
She's one of our, yeah.
Yes.
But she gets me through it. Or Autumn is here. I already told Autumn it's her job now. She's old enough. She has to make sure her whole class gets the link and gets where they're going because, yeah. So.
There's shows that I've done, but like not particularly just Shantell reels or anything like that. But like
stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, stuff on YouTube like Busch Gardens Katanga, that's online. Sesame Street shows, they're online. But I don't have anything like a website of Shantell or Instagram, no. Besides the DVDs and VHS tapes. I do have VHS of you, Pep, FIU.
Oh, we need to move it.
So if anybody still has a VCR, I could bring it down to Miami and we could play and look at Miss Pep.
Oh, yeah. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We will see you next week.
Bye.
I'm gonna stay online and talk to you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Peppy. See you Monday. Bye.
See you Monday.
Bye.